Hey there guys, welcome to another video. Today I'm going to be just showing you what I've been doing lately to try to learn tracks. Learning tracks, I think, is half the battle in improving your confidence out on track. Because if you know the track and you know where you need to brake and accelerate and how you need to take the turns, that all plays such a massive part in being comfortable out there driving with other people. Because if you're confident in what needs to be done, you're not worried about being on the wrong line because you know you're in the right place. Same thing with braking, same thing with getting on the accelerator, same thing with entering and exiting turns. So I've tried to do this driving against Group 2 cars. I'm obviously in the Group 4 Honda NSX, but as you can see, we're up against a full field of Group 2 cars. Now I was told that this might not be the best idea. I should maybe just run the Group 4 NSX against other Group 4 cars. But why I didn't do that is because with the other cars being AI and kind of they're programmed to be the quickest one up at the front and the slowest one at the back, so that you can progress through passing the slower cars and gradually making your way up to the front. The problem with that is if you're driving Group 4 against Group 4 against those slower cars, by the time you get to the end of the straight and you're going to be taking that first turn, you could pass maybe 2, 3, 4 other cars in that first turn, and then yeah, I just thought that I'd like to fight with each and every one of them, which is why I went to the Group 2s. I put them on intermediate level because I did try them on professional and they were just way too quick. I think by lap 5 they were 30 seconds ahead and that gap was just climbing and climbing and climbing. So what I've done is put them down to intermediate, and that was a lot closer. The battles were really good, because what actually happens with Gran Turismo 7 is if you're battling at a certain point, it seems to slow down the cars to kind of match where you're at. So it kind of does do it in this video as well, but because they're setting out as Group 2s and the BOP is off, they're running as Group 2s, and then I'm presuming what happens is they only kind of calculate your lap speed or your lap times after 1 or 2 laps, and that's when you start seeing the cars gradually slowing down so that you can kind of compete with them. So in the meantime, they're all quicker. So what I've been doing is watching their lines, because there are race cars programmed to be race cars to take the best lines, so I've been following them, trying to keep my lines the same as theirs, watching where they're braking and trying to do the same. So it seemed to work quite well for me over the last 2 days, yesterday and today. I've been trying to learn this track, the Nürburgring GP course for the Manufacturers Cup, which starts tomorrow, and I'm going to be driving this Honda NSX, so I wanted to get some practice in. But from when I started up until now, at this point, there's a massive improvement in my times, so I thought it'll be quite good for me to show you this, in case it's something you think you can use. Anyway, enough yakking. Let's get this race on the go, and you can tell me what you think. So we've got a green light, we've got a good start, but as you can see, the Group 2s are just way quicker. Off they go. Everybody has to concertina in for this first turn though. I did brake nice and early because I didn't want to get into anybody. I have got the penalties on, so yeah, I don't want to be even worse off or further behind because of accidents that could have been avoided. So it's braking nice and early and then trying to roll through the turns. You can see the distance between us already. If you look at the trackside cams, there's a massive gap between me and car number 9, or the car in 19th position. Trying to keep an eye on the lines that they're taking and trying to follow exactly on where they were, but this is where I found out that the braking on this car maybe not as tight and sharp as the Group 2s, because I braked at the same point but overshot quite badly, so I had to readjust and start braking quite a lot earlier. What I was trying to do was make use of as much of the width of the track as possible whenever I could. Not quite achieving it as much as I would have liked to, but as you'll see, I'm outside on the left here. Drift over tyres. I should have clipped the curbs there, but I didn't. Just before the 100, hitting the brakes and slowly onto the accelerator coming out of the turns. I tended to be quite heavy booted in the turns, but as I became more and more comfortable with the track, I could start experimenting a little bit with what I was doing in relation to the other cars. I did get a very good exit out of the turn and maintained a decent amount of pace, so I was able to catch up with the back markers here, and the McLaren got itself into a bit of a slide there out of the turn, putting the power down. NSX got ahead of it. Oh, sorry, the NSX behind it, right in front of me there now, but it was the GTR that passed it. But you can see how they get onto the power out of the turn and they start pulling away. Braking nice and early, and I braked really early there so I could try to get the undercut. Wasn't at quite the right angle, so but I did get past the NSX and braked early here too, so I could try to get the undercut on the other McLaren. I drifted a little bit wide, got in his door, his acceleration got him past. Just rolling through this turn while they were braking, so I was able to get a bit more speed coming out of there. Although I had to brake early through here, and he got that space back, and the other NSX came past. But knowing where the turns are, I was able to get ahead of the blue Group 2 NSX and then undercut the McLaren over there onto the brakes just before the 100 mark, but a little bit too late because of the speed I was at, and both of them come straight past again. We're back on the power trying to get that pass back, and McLaren heavily on the brakes, who then slithering its tail out as it tried to get away from me there. I did tag him a little on the back end, so I think that's probably forced that bit of a slide. I braked a little bit late there, should have been braking just before the 100, maybe at about 110 mark, but left it a bit late. The McLaren's struggling a little bit behind us. Too deep into that turn. You can see the other blue NSX just getting away because of that. Not being too cautious there, braking while turning, got the tail kicked out. I did manage to save it, fortunately, and then back down through here. As we see the grey curbs onto the brakes, sweep into the inside and then all the way out to the outside of that And over here just lifting and coasting while the other cars were actually braking through there. We were only lifting, so was able to maintain a lot more speed and get that gap closed a little bit better. Onto the rumble strips, out wide and onto the other side. And trying to get in behind the other cars and get a slipstream done. But braking before the 100 mark this time, got a much better angle through there, maintaining better speed. Right on the back of the other Honda now, avoiding the Honda, take the inside line, got in the back of the Silver GTR. They seem to all be getting in each other's way, everyone tapping off and being gentlemanly about the race, which allowed me to take a couple of places there, back on the back of the blue Honda NSX. I don't know why they were braking as much as they were there. I was able to get a much quicker line through there consistently on the trajectory that I was on at that time. But getting more and more familiar with the track, I was able to start experimenting a little bit with where I wanted to overtake. Like over here, taking the inside line early on the brakes, onto the apex right behind the Mercedes, and I got in front of the old style NSX. And over here, tapping off instead of braking through that chicane, had me maintaining a much higher speed than the other cars. Also just feathering the throttle as well. Try not to get the power down too much and get the back spun out through the sweeping turn. Braking before the 100. Not quite enough though, too deep through there. Mercedes spinning its back end out, or sliding its tail out, trying to get on the power. We did the same. But up until this point we'd maintained a decent pace. We've also obviously not gone off the track. And now we're on the hunt, trying to get Chavez, who's in the Toyota. Feeling quite confident with the way we were racing, and comfortable with the track and comfortable with where we needed to be and what we needed to do. Braking early, trying to make sure I don't hit into the back of the other car and get penalties allocated to us. You can see the other car braking here while we're just tapping off, not touching the brakes at all. And although it's a more powerful car, we were able to get the pass done. Just doing our best to stay on the power as best we can on that sweeping turn, just feathering the throttle and maintaining a lead in front of a car that's definitely should be outpacing and outclassing us. Went a little too deep again. Toyota getting a much better line through that chicane. and out onto the start-finish straight for lap number 5. Got onto the brakes nice and early for that turn. Powered out nice and quickly. Onto the apex, down to the outside, sweep it out wide, and onto the power down the straight. It's a little messy through there. We can definitely see where we can tighten up and make up ground. It's just trying to be aware of it while you're actually racing. Because watching the race like this after, we can definitely see, oh, I should have done this, I should have done that. Really got a good turn sequence there, past the other Toyota. Toyota's fighting with us, trying to get his position back. Onto the rumble strips, out wide, sweep it over to the right, brake before the 100, wait to turn in late, and then power out early. And before we know it, we were on the back of position 10 and 11. I definitely got that one badly wrong. I don't know what happened to the Audi. If there was one, I'm not sure. I thought there was one there, but obviously wasn't watching closely enough. But we were on the race line though, we didn't go off the track. We did hit another car, but we hit the other car under hard braking, so we didn't get a penalty. And we got through into 9th position now, braking later than the Toyota. And we're up into 8th. The old style NSX seems to be battling a little bit through the turns. We went wide. He got right on the back of us again. Goes for the pass. Thinks better of it. We take the inside line as the Toyota fights with the blue Honda. Down into first, through the chicane. Brake early, get the nose pointing the right way, and on the power as the turn opens up. 7th position as we enter lap number 8. Keeping the car out wide until the last second, and then turning her in. Two more targets ahead. A little late on the braking there, but I've got the nose turned in onto the apex. Closing in on Junker in the Epson Honda NSX, the older model. Braking just before the 100 mark, a little too late, but we maintain 6th. Junker doesn't get the opportunity to get ahead of us, and we power out onto the start finish straight. Cycling down through the gears all the way down to first. GTR getting that back end slid out slightly. Taking it slow through the turns. I've got the back end slid out, managed to maintain it, control it. But the GTR definitely made that skid count. Got lots of space on us again. On the brakes at the concrete curbs on the left. And power out. Just doing a little bit of a lift off there to rotate the car on the power as soon as we got it straightened up. Taking the inside past the GTR, too late on the brakes though. We do get a better exit than the GTR. And we start leaving it behind. Position number 5 now, chasing yet another GTR. So we're not the quickest on the track though, 201.526 the quickest time. We consistently at 207s, 206s, 206s, so a couple of really bad ones at 213 and 214 and lap 1 and 2 as we go off into the sand. Get on the power quick enough for the GTR not to get past us. Did gain some ground, but not enough to even take a look. Oh, onto the grass. The GTR trying to capitalize on that, thinks better of it. maybe we are looking a little unpredictable out there. Safer to hang back instead of trying to pass us. And here we are, coming up to the final turn, lap 10. Conti wins it, Wallace second, Forrester third. And here we come over the line for fourth position in the Group 4 Honda NSX against a full field of Group 2s. Not bad going for the little Honda. I really enjoyed that race against the Group 2s. I will try it against the Group 4s again just to see how we go. Every bit of practice out on the track does help, and does help with familiarizing yourself with the war zone for the manufacturers' cups. Anyway guys, thanks for watching. Drive safely, take care. We'll see you on the track.